So in your Python notebook, there's a block of code that walks through how to check whether for each row the jobs by age group add up to the total number of jobs. So let's walk through that block of code line by line.
All right, so basically first, what I have here on the first line is the vars to check, and I'm just creating a new list. So these square brackets create a new list containing three elements, which are the names of the columns containing the jobs by age group. And so CA01, 02, and 03, these are each the number of jobs by age group, and these should add up to the total number of jobs, C000. And so first I'm just going to create this list containing the columns that I want to add up. Now, you don't necessarily have to do this. I just do this for readability, and it's very easy to just later on just change these variables, and you can check different columns. You can check the ones that break it down by industry more easily without having to change the rest of the code. All right, so these are the columns that I want to add up. So now I'm going to ignore the left side for now, and I'm going to look at the right side. So what does this do? This first gets just the data frame, the columns that have the age group values. And so remember, this is how we access just certain columns of the data frame. And so this df, and then in brackets, and then we have a list of the columns that we want. All right, so this is basically kind of like a new data frame containing only those three columns. What we're going to do to it is we're going to use a method called apply. And so what this apply does is it applies this function to each row because we have this one here. If we had a 0 there, it would have done it to each column, and so it would have given us three values: the sum of the CAO1 column, the sum of the CAO2 column, the sum of the CAO3 column. It's not what we want. We want to do it for each row, and so basically this should output values equal to the number of rows and basically the sum for each row of CAO1, CAO2, and CAO3. All right, so let me actually split cell here and show you over here first what this gives us. All right, so actually I need to run this first. So I'm going to split cell over here, and I'm going to run these. These are the vars to check, and then let's look at df vars to check. So this is just the same data frame, except we're only taking these three columns. And then we'll put this apply here. All right, so it takes a little bit of time, but it does the sum for each row. Right, so basically it takes the sum and gives us the output for each row. And we want to basically assign that to a new column in our data frame. And to do that, we just assign it to a new column. There's no column called CA underscore sum right now. So we're just kind of creating it and assigning this value to it at the same time. And so if we run this, what we get is a new column, CA underscore sum, that has all of these values. And so if we, for example, did df.ca underscore sum, let's try that. It's exactly the values that we assigned to it. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to check whether these values are equal to the numbers in C000, the total number of jobs. All right, to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to do this conditional and see how many of them are true. And so if you notice here, let's first run this conditional statement. All right, so I have this over here. This is just checking, for each row, is the CA underscore sum not equal to, this exclamation point means not equal to, and whether it's not equal to C000. All right, so let's run that. And we see a lot of falses. That's good. We want them to be equal, so this is what we want. And then the sum is just going to add up each of these and see how many are true. In Python, the false value is 0, the true value is 1. So if you take the sum, that just gives you how many trues there are. So let's do this, and there's 0. That's good. All right, you could also try doing equals equals. That's checking whether it is equal to. And you notice there's a bunch of trues. If you do that, this should be the number of rows in your original data frame.